Colonel, sad that you died.
So am I.
Man, even though I showered this morning, I might have to shower again before bed.
That's not a bad idea. Ever.
Are you saying I'm the smelly kid?
No? I'm saying it's hot in here. I couldn't even fire there. That's great.
Yeah,
But it doesn't matter because I can't aim properly either.
Sickity says you get a Virtual Boy in Luigi's Mansion 3, though. Yeah, I watched,
Virtual Boo, is it?
Yeah, I think that's what it was. We were watching a little bit of our friends playing it. We haven't yet acquired said game.
Yeah. I still haven't finished Dark Moon yet either.
I haven't played any of them yet.
Weren't you going to play the first one at one point?
Yeah, then I got lazy.
How did that hit me?
Because that would mean going into the nerd cave and being in the toastiest room of the house.
That is true. Or we could acquire a copy for the 3DS.
Meh.
Bad shot! Ow.
That means I have to remember which bookshelf I left my 3DS on.
It will be not hard to find, probably. And also that means we would have to find a copy.
I mean, there's always the Nintendo eShop.
True.
There's also always 8-bit.
If they have it, yeah. Or EB.
Yeah, if they have it. They're carrying far fewer 3DS games lately.
Yeah, I know the one in the mall doesn't carry any 3DS games anymore.
But the one at the work area.
Yeah.
Our city has 2 EB game locations, and one of them is very conveniently located close to work.
Yeah. Also, that was easily the best run so far.
Is it because we were distracted talking about Luigi's Mansion?
Either that or because I actually know how to do things now. No, EB Games in Canada does not sell retro games. I know GameStop does, but, yeah.
Yeah, Kite says to maybe find a copy of Metal Gear Solid: The Twin Snakes while you're at it.
That is what I'm responding to.
Did you get through Phase 1 without using a ration?
Yes.
Nice.
I did have to check. Oh god, how many stingers do I have, though?
7. I just picked a random number. I don't know if you actually have 7.
24? That's a lot more than I thought. Bad shot.
Bad horse?
Yeah. Please don't step on me, sir. I'm your brother.
I don't think he cares. He's actively trying to kill you.
Wait, did that not hit him? That definitely didn't. Bad shot! Okay.
Maybe you should equip your rations.
I have body armor. I should use my rations, though.
Remember you get
I'm
ammo
about to get
increase for beating a boss, so you had behind the wolf and the raven.
Well, yes, but, like, I thought I had used most of my stingers fighting the previous form.
What you doing, Wonton?
He's doing mischief.
No, he's just sniffing at the door.
Doing mischief.
Sure. He's been much more mischievous in the past. Remember our old apartment?
Yes,
Oh, hey! Update for our internet friends. I'm not sure if Nicholas mentioned ever, but our former landlords were trying to get us to pay a lot more money in damages, and they served us with a hearing at the tenancy board for our province.
I think we may have mentioned this in the last stream, actually.
It's possible. But on Monday, thanks very much to my obsessive reading the Tenancy Board's website about what their rights
Oh, come
were.
on. We're right there.
I think I know them better than they do at this point. We talked to the Tenancy Board, applied for mediation, and we don't have to pay anything else.
Crush you into dust.
Kite says the stream I missed. Yes.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, so, like, basically they were like, oh, you owe us an extra, like, $1,000. Because we had to do all of these things to fix the apartment, and they could only provide us with one receipt that was within our damage deposit. And in the end, because they were illegally charging us pet rent for the 23 months we lived there, we were told that we could counter offer for the amount that they would owe us back, which would be balancing out the amount they wanted, about $700.
Yeah!
Or we could, well, we offered to just counter offer to just everyone walks away, no one pays any extra, and everything's behind us. They were told by the Tenancy Board that if they pushed their claim, they could be investigated and presumably quite severely fined for their illegal charging. I was very proud of myself. Sickbee says, yay for beating the boss and for not having to pay that much.
Woo!
But yeah, as it turns out, in a former life, I was an amateur journalist.
Liquid.
In a former
Still
life.
alive.
I put the university life behind me.
Still live.
How are you still alive? You've been inside 2 exploding vehicles now.
We never actually went to court fight. It was all through the Tenancy Board in our province. And because we went through mediation and not the hearing, it's a final verdict. They can't appeal. So we will not be going to court for this matter, either to sue them for the extra money or for them to sue us for the extra money.
During the Cold War, the world needed men like us. We were valued then. We were desired. But things, are different now. With all the liars and hypocrites running the world, war isn't what it used to be.
That's not true.
We're
War never
losing our
changes.
place
Haven't
in
you
a
played
world
Fallout?
that no longer needs us. A world that
Hey, Wonton, can you get away from there, please?
very existence.
Wonton,
You should know
Come here,
that
buddy.
as well as I do.
thank you.
After I launch this weapon and get $1 billion, we'll be able to bring
want supper?
chaos.
Launch
and
what
honor
weapon?
back
I just
this
broke it.
World gone soft.
Well, maybe he
Conflict
has
will breed
more
conflict.
missiles up
New
his
hatred
butt.
will arise. Then
Yeah, but what's it gonna launch him with?
His
our
butt.
sphere of influence.
Okay.
But as long as there are people,
answer to everything
there
is
will always
butt.
be war.
But the problem is
Specifically
Paris.
Liquid Snake's butt.
Father
Yeah.
knew what type of a
Apparently
battle
now
to
the most
face.
relatable
that
Belcher
the
is
only reason?
Tina, who is obsessed with butts.
Isn't it reason enough?
Wow, it's dark in
for
here all of a
warriors
sudden.
Such as us.
I don't want that kind
Yep.
of world.
Ha! You lie. So why are you here
he's
then?
scratching himself
Why
on the
do you continue to follow your orders while your superiors betray you? Why did you come here? Well, I'll tell you then. You enjoy all the killing. That's why.
What?
Are you denying it? Haven't you already killed most of my comrades?
No. Only like half of them.
I
One of
watched
them
your
was killed by
face
someone
when you did it.
completely
It was
completely
filled
unrelated.
with joy.
One of them's alive.
You're wrong.
Kite says launch the thing currently on fire.
You don't
Yeah,
have to
exactly.
deny it. We were created to be that
Okay,
way.
so you know that cat group that I'm a part of on Facebook?
The one that you never stop talking about?
The one
Yes.
that I never stop talking about. Everyone shares pictures of their cats and it's amazing. Anyway, I was, one of the pictures that I posted was rejected by the mods because it was a bummer. And that was when Wonton had his cone of shame and I was explaining why he had the cone of shame. Well, somebody said, this is my cat, and I don't mean to be a bummer, but she was just diagnosed with cancer. That's way more of a bummer than my cat having a urinary tract blockage.
In a coma when they brought him in. So they created us from his cells with a combination of 20th
TLDR, I'm
century
salty.
analog cloning and the
That's never
super
happened
baby
before.
method.
Never ever.
Super baby.
Super baby method.
They fertilized an egg with one of father's cells and then let it
BRB
divide into
changing my
8
Twitter
clone
name.
babies.
Super baby
Then
meth
they
head?
transferred the clones to someone's uterus and later intentionally aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal growth.
He's
You and
talking
I
about
were
fetuses a
originally
lot.
Yep.
Octuplets?
Yes. The other 6 of our brothers were sacrificed to make us. We were accomplices in murder before the day we were even born. So it was you and I, 2 fertilized eggs with exactly the same DNA. But
Has
they weren't
anyone
finished
told Liquid
yet.
he's kind of
They
crazy?
used me as a guinea pig.
Yes,
To
they
create a
didn't live very
phenotype
long
in which
afterwards.
all of the dominant genes were expressed to create you. I got all of the recessive genes.
Yeah,
Including
you
the
mentioned
crazy.
you mentioned that
Everything
already.
from me before I was even born. But
Sycamore says, dude, this
You
is
and
seriously
I aren't
fucked up
his
right
only
here.
children.
And playing God.
What?
Yep.
the
Well, I
genome
mean,
soldiers,
Liquid Snake
they
has all of
too
the
are his
crazy.
progeny, carrying on his genetic legacy. But they're different. They're digital. With the completion of the Human Genome Project, the mysteries of humanity were laid bare. Thanks to Father's DNA, they were able to identify more than
I've just put down the
60
controller at
surrogate
this
genes
point.
responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the
We've been
proverbial
playing for 2
killing
hours.
instinct. Those
And about
soldier
half
genes
of it
were
was
transplanted
cutscene.
into the members of the next generation.
Do you know
Special
how long it
Forces.
took me
That's
to
how
get
they
the Evil X's contact
Genome
information so
soldiers.
I could form the stupid league?
That's right.
Like 2
Soldiers
hours!
that you've
Calm
been
down,
killing
Scott Pilgrim.
are our brothers
Sorry,
with the
Gideon
same
Graves.
genes as ours.
The genome soldiers.
Pirates are
That's
in
right.
this year?
They are our brothers, created artificially through the alignment of
Sycamore
nucleotides
says 2
to mimic our
hours.
father's genes. They too are
Exactly.
the product of numerous sacrifices.
Sacrifices.
Human
Especially with
experiments.
Scott Pilgrim. Scott Pilgrim is great.
We should watch Scott Pilgrim after this, is what I would say if I didn't have to work in the morning.
Gulf War.
Yeah.
The military secretly
Let's not clean
injected
up the car.
soldiers with the soldier genes.
Yeah.
The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds
Because
of
we had
thousands
point off
of
laundry again,
returning
I'm taking
soldiers
all of my
complained
laundry
about
home to my
was
parents'
a
house
side
to
effect of it.
wash it.
Ha!
Like the college
Everyone
child
knows
I
that
still
the Gulf
am.
War syndrome was caused by exposure to depleted
Welcome to a
uranium
Kojima
from the
game
anti-tank
indeed.
rounds.
How's it going, Andrew? Welcome to
That
what
was
appears
just a
to be
cover story
near
issued
the
by
end of the game.
Pentagon. First, they tried to say it was post-traumatic stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and the anti-sarin injections.
You're just in time
they
for
were all just
cutscenes,
a cover-up
the
of
game.
Secret genetic experiments.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by
Did
Gulf
you
War
mean
veterans
Kingdom
are...
Hearts 2.5?
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
So the genome soldiers mean that the experiments were a success.
Also 1.5.
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure.
Also
We are
2.8.
on the verge of extinction.
What?
Also, could be argued 3.
Have you ever heard of the asymmetry theory? Nature tends to favor asymmetry.
Does it
Those
now?
species which have
That's
gone
what he said.
extinct all show signs of symmetry. The genome soldiers
crap, it's
suffer
supposed to be
from the
32
same
degrees
problem.
tomorrow.
Signs of symmetry. So do I. As do you.
Hey, Snake, you should probably shoot him.
That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the
Fox
old
die?
man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family? It's very touching.
I didn't
In
know we were
nature,
having a movie night.
family
Yeah,
members don't mate with each other.
that
and yet
appears
they
to be
help
what
each
this
other
has
to
devolved to.
survive. Do you know why? It increases the chance that their genes will be passed on to a new generation. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection.
Colonel,
It's
how do I
called
get
the
this guy to shut
selfish
up?
Gene.
Shoot him in the face.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the genome soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents'
says you're
genes.
currently tied
That's
up.
why
It
I'll
makes it
follow
hard to
what my
shoot someone.
genes tell me.
Oh, yeah, I guess I was
And
passed
then
out for a
I'm
while.
going to go beyond. In order to break the curse of my heritage.
Also, is there a reason why everything's red, speaking of virtual boys?
And to do that, first, I will kill you.
Are you sure about that?
Colonel, there's about 5 minutes of gameplay
Look
left. Just
behind
let me
you.
do it.
Oh, hi, Meryl.
Is she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few hours ago. Poor girl kept calling your name.
Meryl.
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't even have a name.
I have a name.
Place is a bit on
we have
fire.
no past, no future, and even if we did, it wouldn't be true.
I don't see no fire.
You and I are just copies of our father, Big Boss.
Does Big Boss have a name?
As soon as we've finished our business, we're almost out of time.
You're talking about Fox Die.
No. It seems now that the Pentagon knows that Metal Gear is destroyed, they've arrived at a decision. They won't even need a PDA. If you want the details, why don't you ask your precious Colonel Campbell?
Well, I can't activate my codec right now. I need hands for that.
Colonel, can you hear me?
Or maybe
Yes,
I don't.
I'm listening.
Okay.
What is the Pentagon trying to do? Colonel, answer me.
He didn't give him
Secretary
time.
of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by AWACS
What for?
to bomb the place.
What?
Shocking.
Not only that, B-2 bombers just lifted off from Galena Air Force Base. They're carrying B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What? Metal Gear is destroyed. Tell the Secretary of Defense.
The Secretary of
that.
Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Fox Die. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth
Kite
of
says
what
Big
really
Boss's
happened
name was
here.
John.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
Will you?
I may only be a figurehead here, but I'm still officially in command of this mission.
Are
If
you?
I issue an order to delay the strike, it'll confuse the chain of command and at least buy you some time. It'll give you a chance to escape.
But, Colonel, if you do that...
Oh, good. Grandpa
okay,
Max
Snake.
can help us.
The truth is, Foxhound was already the subject of an undercover investigation. Meryl was
Gasp.
transferred to this base just before the terrorist attack as a way of manipulating me.
Those bastards.
I'm sorry. They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't worry. It's the least I can do for you, after all the lies.
Colonel,
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. What? What are you doing? What?
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it.
What happened?
Snake the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Houseman.
Put
Oh.
the Colonel back on.
There's
He's been
Jim.
placed under arrest for leaking top-secret information and for the crime of high treason.
Ridiculous.
What's up with your voice?
Yes, he's a ridiculous man.
Well,
He
you
truly
see,
believed that he was in
secretly
command of this
decoy
operation.
octopus who's
You
back from the dead.
bastard.
There won't be a speck of evidence left. I'm sure
Andrew
the
says,
president
"Just kiss
would want
already."
the same thing.
President ordered this?
The president
Well, they
is a
can't really
busy
do
man.
that, can they?
I
They're
have complete
a few hundred
authority
miles
here.
away.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear
Hey there,
attack on
Delilah?
Alaska to the media?
Don't worry.
No.
We've prepared
few hundred, not a
convincing
thousand.
cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Smart. You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA
Kite
chief,
says
is
he's a
already
politician,
dead.
loves the sound of
So
his
you
own
didn't mean
voice.
to kill the DARPA
Not
chief
wrong.
after all.
Like your sister.
He was
She should
my
be a
friend.
politician.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well,
I could deal
if
with an
you
8-year-old
give
leader
me
of the free
optic
world.
Disc, I might
Sure about that?
consider saving
Yeah,
What are you talking
we don't
about?
have lobster
Metal
every day. It's
Gear's
great.
test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s.
Rude.
Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. Well, the bombs will be dropping soon, and you two have a lot of catching up to do. Farewell.